What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of MUT Tips. I'm your host, Sean Taylor from the Made Up Theater, and before we jump in, make sure to like the video down below, comment with somebody you would like addressed in a future video, and as always, subscribe on YouTube to be informed of upcoming videos and live streams. Ring that bell. But let's jump into today's topic, object-focused characters. Today's video is going to be a little bit of a sequel to episode 86 of MUT Tips, where I talked about 5 tips for creating improv characters. And one thing that I want to talk about now is creating characters through objects and focusing on exterior factors like the environment or just objects in general to create fully fleshed out characters. When we think of like iconic movie characters, a lot of times there might be like a prop or an object attached to them. For example, Indiana Jones, we think of him with his hat and his whip. Luke Skywalker, we think of him with his lightsaber, A more subtle one is like in the movie No Country for Old Men, Anton Chigurh, who's a very kind of psychotic, very subdued character, and he has a coin that he flips as a way to determine whether someone lives or dies. He doesn't use it a lot, but I immediately associate that character with that coin, He's treating life like a game almost. And there's many other ways that we can approach this, so let's focus on using exterior factors to create interesting, diverse characters. Before we jump in today, we need to start using objects and our environment, whether real or pantomimed. In 2021, we might be neglecting object work and environment work a little bit because, we're not improvising like we used to. It's very different, but still, it's really helpful to use your environment and use object work, again, whether real or fake, because it is something that can help heighten a scene and define your character. To practice this, we're gonna play a game that's called Object Free Flow, which is a game you can play by yourself. You need a few things. First of all, you need a stopwatch that has sound effects for intervals, okay? Very simple. Just go to online-stopwatch.com. There's a link down below, and you need a stopwatch with sound effect-based intervals because you need a notification when to switch, essentially. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna get a suggestion to start it off and then start my timer. And then after about 15 seconds, you can decide on whatever time you want, but after 15 seconds, I'm gonna hear a sound effect. And based on whatever position I'm in, I'm going to just immediately flow into a new object and use it for about 15 seconds until I hear that sound. And then again, when the sound is made, based on what position I'm in, I'm gonna immediately jump into a new object, okay? And that's all we're gonna do, just free flow and go through different objects inspired by the ending point of the previous object. So to get a suggestion for my first action, you don't really need to get one, you can just start anything random, but I'm just gonna get a suggestion. I'm gonna use the app Sokkyo, so I'm gonna hold that up nice and close. That is my first activity, fishing, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and start the timer, and let's see what happens. So that's how the game works. It's a little tricky. It's very similar to the improv game freeze tag, where you have to just try to take it in a different direction based on what position you were in when that timer goes off. And it's just about making a choice. Don't worry about being right or wrong. Whatever you see, believe it and commit to it. Now let's focus on creating characters from objects. And I talked about this in a previous video, it's known as like outside in, starting outside with, in most case, a body part, but in this case, an object, and letting the way we interact with the object affect our entire body and then affect the inside. okay? So I'm gonna give you some objects, and all you're gonna do is just pause the video if you would like to participate, and use that object and use it in a stationary position at first. And then after that, after a few moments, walk around, okay? And after that, as you're walking, maybe think about who this character is, you know? How old are they? What's their gender? Maybe like what their occupation is, or what is their point of view, their mental state? Are they happy? Are they sad? Are they angry? Do they have a want in life too? Like, you know, their intention going forward. There's a few things that you can answer and just see if you can answer them quickly. And don't worry about it being right or wrong. The first thing you think of is oftentimes gonna be the best choice. So let's try it out. All right, we're gonna jump in. I'm gonna give you an object and you're gonna pause the video. When I give the object, first of all, focus on just holding it. You know, how you hold it is gonna help it bridge elsewhere, okay? And then how does it change your body posture, how you hold yourself? Does it change like the other parts of your body too? You can learn more about this by just walking around as this character, okay? And then go inside. Think about who you are, your identity. What do you want? What do you feel? What's your name, your age? Answer some questions about who you are. And then final thing, speak as this character. Maybe say, I am blank. You know, I'm your name, your identity, and maybe just a line about who you are, how you feel. Feeling is great. I'm gonna give you your first object. Pause the video if you wanna participate. Unpause when you're back. Let's start first with a cane. A cane. Pause the video, go. Awesome, welcome back. So, we're gonna jump into the next one now, okay? I hope that was fun. I hope you had an interesting character. Let's see if you can do something different now. How about this? Let's do a microphone. A microphone. Pause the video. All right, welcome back. Hope that was effective as well. Let's do another one. How about this? Let's go with a gun holster. A gun holster. Think about that. How's it gonna change your body? Pause the video, go. Awesome, welcome back. Let's do one more, baby, one more. There's a lot of different ones you could do, but for this video, let's just do one more. How about this? Go ahead and use a cell phone. A cell phone, okay? We all use those every day. Try that out. Pause the video. And welcome back. Awesome. Hope you found a bunch of different characters. Again, they all are characters that start with an object, one little exterior factor that helps us create a fully fleshed out character. Hope that was helpful. And one last thing, the object is not the focus of the scene or the character. It's there to just, you know, help aid it. I love to use objects to get back into a character because, you know, I might be off to the side and just, I turn back into myself watching the show, but then when I get back on stage, I need to immediately jump back into the character that I created, improvise, and the object can help me do that. You know, if I did have a character with a cane, I would walk out and just use the cane, and then I'd remember holding the cane, how I walked, how I moved, how I held myself. You know, I'd remember the voice, I'd remember maybe my intentions, my wants, my emotional state. It all just comes back from a cane in this case. So a good way to make the object more a part of the character is to fill in this blank, okay? Do the exercise I did before, or just anytime you're a character who uses an object, think about it this way. This object gives me blank, okay? Like, what does the object give you? So for example, a cane, you might say, this cane gives me support, you know? Or this cane gives me fun. Like maybe you're using a cane more as like a performative thing, like you're a Broadway performer or something like that. Or, you know, this gun gives me power. Or, you know, this phone gives me validation. Or this phone gives me, you know, routine. There's a lot of different ways to go about it, but just assigning a descriptive word about an object and what it gives you personally will make it more just a part of your internal character. And it won't be just a phone anymore. It's a part of who you are. It shows that your character needs validation or your character needs routine, you know? So try that out. Assign a word to the object, what it gives you or what it means to you to help make it not just an object, to make it a part of who you are as a character. And that concludes this episode of MUT Tips, everybody. Thanks so much for checking it out. Again, like, comment, and subscribe. We have live streams and videos released every week, so ring that bell to be notified. Also, visit madeuptheater.com for information about what we do. We have online classes right now for beginning all the way to advanced improvisers, a bunch of interesting, unique topics that we're trying to cycle in during this shelter-in-place time. But other than that, I'll check you out next time for another episode of MUT Tips. Bye!